On a beautiful and quiet day in Chicago, Alejandro, a dedicated police officer, faces a moral dilemma that would change his destiny. While walking the streets after his shift, he is startled by the desperate cries of a baby coming from a trash can. His protective and fatherly heart drives him to act immediately. With trembling hands, he rescues the newborn, wrapped in dirty cloths, promising safety and comfort. Alejandro, a 56-year-old dedicated police officer in Chicago, was heading home after a long day of work. As he walked through the quiet streets after dinner, he heard the distant noise of the city mixed with the sound of his own thoughts. Suddenly, something caught his attention. A weak and desperate cry coming from a nearby trash can. Curious and concerned, Alejandro approached the source of the sound. With a racing heart, he opened the lid of the can and was shocked by what he found. There, wrapped in dirty cloths, was a baby crying from cold and hunger. "My God," Alejandro murmured, kneeling beside the can. Who would do such a thing? Carefully, he picked up the baby in his arms, feeling the fragility of the small life now depending on him. The baby stopped crying for a moment, looking at Alejandro with big, frightened eyes. "Calm down, little one. You're safe now," Alejandro whispered, trying to soothe the baby. He quickly took off his jacket and wrapped the child to keep her warm. "Let's get you to a safe place." Alejandro knew he needed to act quickly. With the baby secure in his arms, he ran to his patrol car, started the engine, and sped towards the nearest hospital. At the hospital, nurses and doctors quickly took over the baby's care. Alejandro watched anxiously as the healthcare professionals examined the child, his heart tight with worry. "She is very weak, but we will take good care of her," said one of the nurses, offering Alejandro a reassuring smile. "We need to run some tests to be sure of what's going on." Hours later, a doctor approached Alejandro with a serious yet calm expression. "The baby, whom we are now calling Sophia, has been diagnosed with mild pneumonia. We will start treatment immediately, and she should be fine." Alejandro sighed in relief, feeling a huge weight lifted off his shoulders. "Thank you, doctor. Will she need special care?" "Yes, but with the right treatment and some time, she should fully recover," the doctor replied. "We will keep her here for a few days to monitor her progress." As Sophia received treatment, Alejandro did not leave the nursery, keeping a protective watch over the little one. He talked with the nurses, learning everything he could about how to care for her. "You are a true hero, you know," said a nurse, smiling at Alejandro as she monitored Sophia. "She was very lucky to have you nearby." Alejandro shook his head, still processing everything that had happened. "I just hope she finds a family that truly loves her," he responded, his voice filled with emotion. As he left the hospital, Alejandro made a silent promise. He would not rest until Sophia was safe and loved. When Alejandro arrived home, he found his girlfriend, Carolina, waiting for him. She looked worried and irritated. "Alejandro, what is going on? Why are you bringing a baby home?" Carolina asked, crossing her arms. "Carolina, I found Sophia abandoned in a trash can. She needs us. I can't just ignore this," Alejandro replied, trying to stay calm. Carolina shook her head, incredulous. "We can't take care of a baby, Alejandro. We have our own lives, our plans. This will change everything." Alejandro felt a pang in his heart. "I know it's difficult, but she needs us. Just for a while, until we find a solution." Tensions between them rose. Carolina couldn't understand why Alejandro was so determined to care for Sophia, and it caused a significant strain on their relationship. "You're choosing this child over me?" Carolina said, tears in her eyes. "I don't know if I can continue like this." Alejandro remained silent, feeling the weight of the situation. He knew his decision was putting his relationship at risk, but he also knew he couldn't abandon Sophia. Carolina, I love you, but Sophia needs help right now. I hope you can understand that, Alejandro said, trying to hold back his tears. Alejandro's unwavering dedication to Sophia began to slowly erode his relationship with Carolina. The tensions grew until they finally erupted on a cold autumn night when Carolina confronted Alejandro in the moonlit garden. "You spend more time with her than with me?" Carolina exclaimed. Her eyes filled with sadness as she watched Alejandro helping Sophia with a puzzle on the living room floor. Alejandro paused for a moment, his eyes full of conflict. "Carolina, please understand. Sophia needs me. She has no one else. But what about us? What about our plans?" Carolina replied, her voice trembling with frustration and accumulated hurt over the months. He approached her, trying to find the right words. "I love you, Carolina, more than I can express. But Sophia, she's like my own daughter. When I look at her, I see a future we need to take care of." Carolina took a deep breath, struggling to hold back tears. "I know you love her, and I understand, Alejandro. But sometimes I feel like I'm competing with a shadow." Alejandro lowered his eyes for a moment, feeling the weight of her words. "I never wanted it to be this way, but I can't turn my back on her now. She needs us." As a police officer, Alejandro faced significant challenges balancing his demanding job with Sophia's needs. However, he found unexpected support among the hospital staff and social workers who recognized his unwavering dedication. While investigating a delicate case, Alejandro always ensured Sophia was well taken care of. On long and stressful days, he relied on the help of Anna, a nurse friend who admired his commitment to Sophia. "You're doing an incredible job with her, Alejandro," Anna said, smiling warmly as she adjusted her badge. "If you need anything, I'll be here to help." In addition to emotional support, Alejandro also found an ally in Rosa, the hospital social worker. With a sympathetic smile, Rosa offered guidance and resources to make Sophia's life easier and help her adjust to her new environment with Alejandro. "I'm here to support both of you," Rosa commented as she reviewed papers with Alejandro in her modest hospital office. Eventually, Alejandro decided to officially adopt Sophia, making her a permanent part of his life. He also built a support network with other parents in similar situations, finding mutual comfort and guidance. After an emotionally intense and rewarding process, Alejandro finally took Sophia to court to formalize her adoption. With a beaming smile and eyes filled with emotion, he held Sophia's small hand tightly as he made the vows that would seal his commitment as a father forever. It was a moment of joy and relief, but also of profound responsibility. With Sophia now officially part of his family, Alejandro found himself involved in a new community of adoptive parents. Monthly meetings at a community center became a gathering point where he exchanged stories, advice, and support with other parents who shared similar experiences. Each meeting not only strengthened his support network, but also enriched Sophia's life with new friendships and a sense of belonging. As a dedicated police officer, Alejandro faced significant challenges in his work, including the discovery of suspicious activities at his desk and a tense meeting with his captain. One busy morning at the station, Alejandro arrived at his post to find papers scattered and documents out of place on his desk. His mind quickly calculated the possible consequences of these discoveries as he tried to maintain composure under the curious gazes of his colleagues. Later that day, he was summoned to a meeting with his captain, who expressed concern about the irregularities found. "Alejandro, we need to clarify a few things," the captain began, his serious and direct tone reflecting the gravity of the situation. He pointed to the underperforming records and mentioned the concerns raised by the team about potential unauthorized activities. Alejandro took a deep breath, trying to explain the situation as clearly as possible. He explained that the documents found were related to a sensitive investigation he was working on, trying to protect the ongoing operation. However, the captain seemed skeptical, demanding concrete proof and assurances that nothing illegal was happening under his command. Faced with unfair accusations and job suspension, Alejandro encountered one of the toughest challenges of his career as a police officer, but he persevered with legal support. The accusations arose suddenly, involving allegations of misconduct during a delicate operation Alejandro was involved in. He was informed of his suspension while internal investigations were conducted, leaving him stunned and determined to prove his innocence. With the help of a lawyer specialized in police law, Alejandro meticulously gathered evidence to refute the allegations. Each day was an emotional and mental battle as he fought to show that his actions were within protocols and aimed at public interest. During this distressing period, Alejandro found invaluable support from trusted colleagues at the station who testified to his integrity and professionalism over the years. They offered words of encouragement and solidarity, reinforcing his determination to clear his name and return to service with his head held high. Months later, the investigation concluded that there was insufficient evidence to support the accusations against Alejandro. With a feeling of relief mixed with gratitude for the support received, he was reinstated to his job, renewed in his commitment to serve the community with the same dedication and ethics he had always demonstrated. The day began with bright sunshine, but for Alejandro, the brightness was overshadowed by devastating news. Sofia had suffered a severe head injury. His heart raced as he ran through the hospital corridors, seeking answers that could change their lives forever. In the surgery waiting room, each minute dragged on like an eternity. Alejandro felt the weight of uncertainty as the doctors fought to save Sofia's life. When the surgeon finally emerged, relief mingled with his determination to be by her side, no matter what came next. The following days were an emotional roller coaster. Alejandro never left Sofia's side, holding her hand firmly as she struggled to recover. He whispered words of encouragement, promising to be there for every step of the long road to recovery that lay ahead. Alejandro took on the task of coordinating all aspects of Sofia's care, from medical appointments to intensive therapies. Each obstacle was met with determination, fueled by the unwavering love he felt for his adopted daughter. While the community of adoptive parents and close friends offered support, Alejandro found strength in the shared stories of overcoming adversity and the messages of solidarity. Together, they formed a support circle that sustained not only Sofia but also Alejandro in his journey as a father. As Alejandro faced the emotional challenges alongside Sofia in the hospital, one presence stood out on his path: Valeria, a dedicated and compassionate nurse who shared the same passion for caring for others. Initially, their interactions were marked by warm and respectful professionalism. Valeria admired Alejandro's tireless dedication to Sofia, while Alejandro found comfort in Valeria's compassionate attention, always there to offer practical and emotional support. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between them deepened. Valeria began to express admiration for Alejandro's strength and determination in facing the challenges that arose. Alejandro, in turn, found in Valeria not just a confidant but someone with whom he could share his worries and anxieties, as well as the joys and small victories alongside Sofia. As their relationship evolved, Alejandro and Valeria discovered a connection that transcended the hospital environment. They found precious moments between shifts and appointments, sharing laughter and future dreams. The mutual support they had offered each other during difficult times blossomed into a growing love, built on understanding and companionship. In time, Alejandro and Valeria decided to take the next step, nurturing their romantic relationship with the same dedication and care they applied to caring for Sofia and their other patients. Together, They found a new source of strength and hope to face the challenges that life still had in store, knowing they had each other to share every step of the journey. After facing so many challenges together, Alejandro and Valeria decided to turn their love and passion for cooking into something tangible. They opened a restaurant called Sophia's House. The name not only honored the daughter who united their destinies, but also reflected the promise of a welcoming and familial place. Located in the heart of the city, Sophia's House quickly became a success. Valeria, with her exceptional culinary skills, prepared dishes that captivated customers with their authenticity and flavor. Meanwhile, Alejandro, with his warm hospitality and practical management knowledge, ensured that every visit to the restaurant was a memorable experience. The cozy atmosphere and diverse menu attracted a loyal clientele, which soon became an extension of the support community Alejandro and Valeria had built over the years. Friends, colleagues, and family gathered at Sophia's house not only to enjoy a delicious meal, but also to celebrate the couple's extraordinary journey. The restaurant not only provided financial stability to Alejandro and Valeria, but also became a symbol of resilience and love amidst challenges. Every dish served was a testament to the hard work and dedication they had invested not only in the business but also in each other. As they looked around the bustling restaurant, Alejandro and Valeria knew that together they had built not just a successful business but a home where love, food, and family intertwined in a story that would continue to be told for generations to come. Alejandro, Valeria, and Sophia formed a loving family, united by overcoming challenges and seeking happiness in their new life together. After so many trials and moments of uncertainty, Alejandro and Valeria found in Sophia not just an adopted daughter, but a bond that strengthened their connection over time. The family grew in love and mutual commitment, facing each obstacle with determination and unconditional support. Sophia, with her resilience and contagious joy, brought a new light into their lives. Alejandro and Valeria continued to nurture Sophia's house as a symbol of their love for their daughter and the community they had built around them. The restaurant was not only a commercial success but a place where everyone was welcomed as part of the family. Together, they celebrated not only material achievements, such as the success of the restaurant and financial stability, but also the simple and precious moments of everyday life. From laughter at the table to quiet conversations at the end of the day, each moment was a reminder of how much they had found a home and deep meaning in their union. Even in the face of the challenges that life continued to present, Alejandro, Valeria, and Sophia found genuine happiness in being together. They learned that true family is not defined by blood, but by love, mutual dedication, and unwavering support. Thus, in their journey to build a meaningful and fulfilling life, Alejandro, Valeria, and Sophia discovered that the true treasure lay in the strength of their bond and their ability to face any obstacle, knowing they were always together as a true and loving family.